Hello everybody, welcome to my first video on my new channel, The Official Republican Patriot, and a little bit of background on why I wanted to make a channel. Basically because I see a lot of dissident in the party. I see a lot of values that are not becoming of an actual Republican, let alone an American citizen at all. And I figure there's no one more critical than I of a group I'm a part of, because their ignorance represents me, and I'm like, as a true Republican should, I should lead by example, and I should do something about it. And that's what we're doing today. And the first video is going to be about local militias and my general thoughts on them, why they are good, why they're not good. There's not really any reasons why they're good. At least there hasn't been for about 150 years. But I want to read you an excerpt to start off with from the Federalist Papers. Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and James Madison. Three great American heroes, and you don't have to even go very far before they start bashing militias. It's literally just a few pages in. It's the second thing they wrote about. Now, I'm not going to read like a whole big section of this book. I'm just going to read one paragraph, and you can kind of surmise my thoughts just based on that alone, really. It has lately been a received and uncontradicted opinion that the prosperity of the people of America depended on their continuing firmly united, and the wishes, prayers, and efforts of the best and the wisest citizens have been constantly directed to that object. But politicians now appear who insist that the opinion is erroneous. That means false for a lot of y'all people that didn't get no education. And that instead of looking for safety and happiness in union, we ought to seek it in a division of the states into distinct confederacies or sovereignties. Some context clues. Yeah. However extraordinary this new doctrine may appear, it nevertheless has its advocates, and certain characters who were much opposed to it formerly are at present of the number, which that little English gets a little wonky on you. Whatever may be the arguments or inducements which have wrought this change in the sentiments and declarations of these gentlemen, it certainly would not be wise in the people at large to adopt these new political tenets, without being fully convinced that they are founded in truth and sound policy. There's a lot of context clues there, people. It pays to study history. And now I will read you. They wrote this in the paper. I'm going to read you the militia muster call sent out to Carroll citizens. A meeting will be held July 18th for volunteers who wish to form a citizen militia in Carroll County. Volunteers from the unorganized militia of Carroll County, defined in the Virginia Code State Statute 44-1 as all able-bodied residents of the Commonwealth who are at least 16 years of age and not more than 55 years of age. Wow, that's ageist. What if there's like a 56-year-old Rambo badass out there? You guys are going to lose so hard. Have been called to muster on Saturday at 4 p.m. at Apple Ridge Road in Cana. Here's a quote. The purpose of this muster is to preserve tranquility, peace, and civil order by beginning to organize volunteers in the event that the full organization of the militia is required to defend the right and liberties of the citizens of Carroll County. A flyer for the event said, Carroll County Sheriff Kevin Kemp said Tuesday that the group has been in contact with him and he supports the rights of any group to stand up for constitutional rights. Kemp told the Gazette that the group has stated its purpose as standing up for citizens' rights and the supporting law and order. The sheriff said the group has advised him that Carroll deputies are welcome to stop by and speak with those attending the muster. The flyer lists instructions for those who plan to attend. Volunteers will be required to provide their name and contact information for future musters if necessary. The roster of volunteers will not be provided to any state or federal agency or publicly listed in any way. Volunteers must be able to lawfully possess a firearm under current law. We need stricter gun laws, basically. The muster will include an inspection of arms. Volunteers should bring an unloaded semi-automatic rifle in working order, preferably a variant of the AR-15 platform, or they may bring any rifle of their choice as that is in good working order, as they are best suited for militia service. Open and legal carry of pistols is encouraged. Those less than 18 years old. I'm sorry, it's hard to get through this without laughing, because this is the funniest shit I've probably ever read. Must attend with legal guardian or with written permission from a legal guardian. Volunteers who do not possess a firearm or are over the age of 55 are encouraged to attend if they are willing to serve in a support capacity for the county militia. Anyone attending the muster as a volunteer or in support capacity will not wear any clothing. Is this an orgy or a muster to arms, man? Holy shit. This is getting spicy. Like, just spicy as shit. Containing political messages. Okay, so so you can't wear Trump clothing then. Is that correct? I wish I would have went there. I didn't know this was happening until like a day after it happened. Or I would have totally went just so I could just look at I could gawk at them. This is hilarious. Shall carry no signs and shall only carry, wear, or display the flag of the United States, the Commonwealth of Virginia, or the Carroll County, i.e. no Confederate flags. This is just bizarro land, because those people are the ones that want to rally in militia and all that. Volunteers from other communities in Virginia may present themselves and provide contact information, but must identify their status as a non-resident of Carroll County. This muster will demonstrate the will and resolve of the people of Carroll County and the Commonwealth of Virginia to defend their rights, resist tyranny, and secure for themselves and their posterity those God-given rights as listed by the founders of the United States of the Constitution. Clearly, these people know nothing about the founding fathers of the United States or the Constitution. That is just self-evident, and I'm pretty disappointed in Kemp and any other law enforcement agency that supports this ridiculous notion, because that is a dereliction of duty. Like, you're literally, by law, required to carry out the law as put forth by this state and federal government. Like, if you say, I'm not going to do my job, normally that would mean you are fired, but we live in America. Clearly that's not going to happen. Anyways, so some people, I know this is in a result to we had a black man as president, and I know it's very controversial, and we think racism is wrong, and that's also a very tough thought to get out of someone's head who's been saying the N-word for 60 plus years. I know these people. This is a very small community. But if this whole boogeyman, Obama was going to steal your guns, and it was Hillary, now it's going to be Biden. You ever wondered why none of them has stolen your guns? It's because they don't need to. After the attacks on 9/11 during the Bush era, the GOP pushed something through called the Patriot Act. Very good marketing. I'm a patriot. And I was also 7 when this happened, roughly. I'd have to go look at specific dates, but I was about 7 years old. So, 7-year-old, Patriot Act happened. I'm a patriot. Cool. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. I'm a little kid. I don't really comprehend those things. And something in the Patriot Act, which was, we got to defend against terrorism abroad in case there can never be another attack on U.S. soil. We need the Patriot Act. Cool. It passes. It gets forced through. And largely to this day, what it has been used to do is spy on American citizens, whether they're suspected of doing something wrong or not. It's just, basically, we're illegally spying on U.S. citizens. Edward Snowden done leaked all that. We've been through that. That's fact. We don't need to discuss that anymore. And something in the Patriot Act, known as civil forfeiture, I know you don't need me to tell you, because I'm sure many of you watching this are probably educated, and if you're not, go read. It's amazing. You can you'll learn so much more if you can do that. But civil forfeiture is basically a police officer could come to my house right now, as I sit here, knock on my door, say, we're taking your keys, we're taking your house, we're taking your guns. I would have no legal repercussions or no legal way to rebuke them, because it's not something that goes through a court, I appeal it, I get my stuff back. It's basically giving the police unrestrained power to take as they please. And if that sounds like fascism to you, welcome to 21st century Republican politics. I'm glad to be your teacher. So instead of the boogeyman being, oh, the Democrats, you know, this, how about we turn the mirror on ourselves and go, we're basically eating ourselves alive. We're like a snake who eats its tail. This is basically the cycle we're going in. And I would, honestly, I would pay top dollar to see the Cana militia get their ass whooped by an American armed service member. They're going to be huddled in some fucking creek somewhere doing God knows what, and they're not even going to hear it. It's just going to be like 5 or 6 drones, just Hellfire missile, Hellfire missile, Hellfire missile, Hellfire missile. Militia gone. That's what's going to happen. If your dumb redneck ass thinks you're going to take on an Abrams tank in your jacked up dually, please, I am begging you, pick that fight. I will put money on it. I'll put a lot of money on it, because I will be a rich man. I'll probably be the only man in Cana, but I will be a rich son of a gun. But yeah, also, it's a little nagging thing that when the laws were passed, whether it was Democrat or Republican, whoever voted for it, it's there now, it's law. These people just want to cherry pick which laws apply to them. Like, we don't want to, you know, pay taxes, but we want welfare. We want food stamps. We want child tax credits. We want to use national parks, state parks. We want to have farms subsidized by taxpayer money. You know, there's a large part of our energy infrastructure that's taxpayer. You can get deductibles for putting solar panels. You can get deductibles for buying clean cars. They want all that, but then when it comes to following the rest of the laws put forth, oh no, we don't like that one. We're just going to throw a hissy fit. You know, we're a bunch of fucking 2-year-olds. We're a bunch of pussies that ain't got no spine. Oh, they're just entitled brats, really. Like, that's all Cana really is. If you get down to the nitty gritty, is y'all gonna take my toy away? That was funny because somebody said this when this whole thing was like in the midst of like the top of it, like just very much like happening that moment. I was discussing like, no, that's not any of the laws. You can go to the Virginia LIS website and look at these laws. None of what you're being told is in there. Stop believing that bullcrap. Someone said, heck, I think we need stricter laws. I wouldn't trust some of these people with a slingshot. Same. I wouldn't trust some of these people with plastic silverware because they're liable to hurt themselves or somebody else. But they always want us to take care of their kids. They always want to mooch off the system. They always want to, you know, work under the table here and keep their disability. But then you tell them, hey, you can only buy 1 handgun a month. They go, where? What are you talking about? I can't buy more than 1 handgun a month. What if I wanted to buy 3 handguns this month? You know, I don't think that gun manufacturers are making these things like cell phones where you've got 8 of them coming out in 1 month. Okay, maybe they make a 9mm and a 45 9mm caliber handgun. Just wait a month, dude. Do you really need, like, you live in a double wide. There's like, what, 30 feet away from you? You need more than 6 shots? What? Like, there's no argument you can make to justify your being a little bitch. Like, I have a handgun right there. I have a shotgun over there. I'm not going to pull them out on YouTube because that would probably get me thrown in a gulag somewhere. But I own 3 guns. I've had most of them for, let's see, the last one I bought was like 5 years ago, maybe. And there's people that are literally just having a huge tantrum over can't buy more than one handgun a month. I'm sorry if you don't see no tears coming from my eyes. Like, I'm not going to shed a tear and say, oh, your rights are being infringed, because it doesn't really affect me or most sane human beings. Not many. Like, every time they make a huge scare, this always happens. Gun sales go up. Ammunition sales go up. And you know what happens after the whole, ooh, the Obama's coming, ooh, Biden's coming, ooh, Hillary's coming, oh, you know, Buttigieg's coming, oh, Gabbert's coming, oh, Bernie's going to come get you. You know what happens after that big scare and all the gun sales go up? Nothing. Because it's unfounded. You have to be better than this, America. Come on, Republicans. What happened to the party of Lincoln and Reagan? Y'all just gonna tuck your tail and cower like a bunch of little schoolgirls? That's offensive to girls. Most women are tougher than y'all. I see y'all going in Walmart, going in Ollie's. Y'all got, you know, big old 12-inch knife and a handgun. And are you that afraid to go buy groceries? I promise you, honey, no one's gunning for you. I swear, the government is not using millions of dollars in technology to watch you take your lawnmower apart at 3 in the morning because you're high on meth. I swear, I'll put my hand on a Bible and swear to that every day of the week, all day. Because that's the truth. And on this channel, we speak truth to power. And if you cannot handle that, I suggest you change your name. Because clearly, you're not a Republican. You're certainly not an American. I mean, you could be a conspiracy nut. You can just be plain ignorant. But you need to stop putting the rest of us in your group. We're not like you. The Lincoln Project will prevail. Republican voters against Trump will prevail. Christians against Trump will prevail. Veterans against Trump. There's another rant coming up soon. Why do the Republicans hate veterans so much? I'd like an answer to that, please. Thank you. Bye. Wear a mask. Stay safe. Every day. I work out in it just to piss people off. Wear a mask.